Alrighty people, it's Randee for Thunderhorse Descendant. Hello. I am so grateful to be back here today to be working on my last project. Well, hopefully my last project. We'll see. With March Bargain Bead Box. I'm pretty sure the next month is going to be coming here real shortly. So I have got to get this project made. As I'm looking just down at my desk here, I see maybe there's 2 projects in there. We'll see. If you've been following along with us for any length of time, you know that I've been doing started doing morning coffee live groups on YouTube. I just recently started that, and for the most part they have them between 9 and 10 o'clock Central Time. I do not do morning coffee on Sunday, as I do a lot of filming on Sunday. So, but throughout the time that we've started this, with the March box, we've been documenting our progress through the box here in this little book. So this was the design that I designed up on morning coffee. There's what it looked like in real life. Here's another one. You may hear Mr. Bunsen running amok. Apparently he's having some kind of goings-ons this Sunday morning. So here was the very last one. This was another one that we did. This is the very last one that we thought maybe we could come up with, because there was very limited beads left from the box, as we mentioned that this one was a lot more charm heavy. All that being said, let's get on into the video and make something. Alrighty, here we are on the mat. These are all of the items that we have left from the box. That looks like debris. Let's get that out of the way. And I'm going to just pull out the items and put them over here that we said that we would probably use for this last project. Just evident by what we had designed on Morning Coffee Club. Now, we said we might use a couple of these. Two, maybe? Or these ones. We only have 2 left of those. Perhaps we should use those since we only have 2 left. Oh, I guess we have 4. Well, I kind of like these ones better because they're open. So that's that. So that leaves us with still charms, a few leaves, circle pendants. These guys, yeah, we didn't use those. So this is what we still have left. So it looks like we may be able to get some more projects out of that. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick this in its own little dish here. And clear that away for now. You get a lot of beads with this bargain bead box. Some people had mentioned in the comments, if you do leave me a comment, which I hope you would do, I do try to reply to all of the comments, and I do read them, and I've seen that some people had commented that I should, maybe add beads or, whatever. But I just wanted to say that my goal for this is to attempt to make projects out of what I have and what I no longer have from the box, because I think of it as a challenge, which I think is actually kind of fun. And I'm like, well, if you just had this box, maybe you're a new beader, I'm just going to talk as we just go forth. Maybe you're a new beader, maybe you're just getting started, maybe you don't have a lot of things on hand, and you just get this box, So I'm like, well, let's try to just make something with just this box so that we can have that same experience. All right, I'm reaching for some Beadalon 19 strand beading wire. beading stringing wire. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this as it's silver. And we're just going to jump right into it. So I'm going to take out, I probably won't need that much, maybe like 8 inches or so, because I'm just going to do this front portion. So I'm just going to go ahead and give that a snip. Now, on Beadalon's 19-strand wire, if you are not familiar with these front portions, they will tell you which size tubes to use or bead crimp beads or tubes. So number 1 crimp bead or number 2 crimp tube. Okay. So FYI on that, if you're not familiar, there's actually quite a lot of information on this package when you get them from Beadalon. So if you just want to take a look-see at that, that will help you out a lot. Our friends at Beadalon did go ahead and send this to me, and I'm very happy because I love all of the Beadalon products. So we are going to go ahead and use that today. Now, I'm not going to worry about this chain because that's kind of going to be an afterthought. We'll get our charms ready. We'll get them all ready to go. So I am going to put on some jump rings here. Now I am going to look for my Old Faithfuls. Here they are, Old Faithful. This is about a 6mm oval, silver oval jump ring. Let me get you down there a little closer. I'm going to put on for those two. And this is honestly just going to be a stringing project. If you've been following along with my coffee talk and stuff, I have I recently got diagnosed with a medical condition, and we're still in the works of working on that. So I've been very tired. They've put me on some medication, and I've been very tired. So I need easy right now. So I'm sorry if you came here with the expectation of a super spectacular project, but this is going to be super spectacular anyway. Honestly, I feel like I just like stringing projects. It's one of my favorite things to see what we can create, you know? All right, so we got kind of this going on. Now I'm thinking, do I want to just put some jump rings in there, or do I want to go ahead and wire wrap them? Let me just take a look at the jump ring selection to see if that's even an option. Looking for some larger, round, silver jump rings. And, well, let's see. I have some larger ovals. I just want to take a look and see if that will work. These larger ovals are a heavier gauge. They're, I would guesstimate, probably a 20 gauge. But yeah, no, I don't want to mess around with that because I feel like it is going to go ahead and crack the top off that bead. So I am going to reach for some wire. 22 gauge artistic wire in silver. Okay. This is also a Beadalon product. I thought I had one of these open over here, but maybe I used it all up. So, just gonna cut myself off a little snippet of this. Whoa, there it went. I didn't put the thing on. All right, so what I'm gonna do to start this off, I think, is I am going to grab 4. My veil maker. And I'm just going to grab this to make a shape. Okay, this is the Beadalon Bail Maker, but I'm just kind of making a shape here for my stone to sit in. So it's if I use my round nose or my chain nose, it is going to give us a smaller loop because those are not that big. And I kind of want to see how these stones are going to sit in here because I don't want to break the top of that drill off. So I'm just going to start with the biggest one. And see, now you can see, since I've used that wider bail maker as kind of a guide, it kind of sits in there really nice. So now what we will do, I'll move this out of the way, is I also, because this drill is like this, I want to grab it so that this can move. Now, I don't want it to get choked out. So now some people have a different opinion about that. They say, no, put it closer. This is just personally how I like to do it. If you do it another way, go for it. But I just do it this way so that it has enough room to move around and not be tight up against that point, because I don't want to snap that point off. I have had a bad experience where I had a really nice, I think it was a Swarovski crystal, and I had broke the top and I was just distraught. I am going to put a little bead on top of here to kind of just give it a little, something extra. And I'm just going to wire wrap it. Bring that over the top. Spin. And bend. And just wire wrap here. Okay, then I'm just going to give that a little snip. And so this is going to be our very center focal. Making sure everything is tucked in and good to go. So I can just string right on, right on to here, which it looks like I will be able to do. All right, so then I'm going to do these two others the exact same way. I'll show you one just in case you missed it. And then we will, I'll do the other one off camera as to not to bore anybody, and we'll move on to the next step. So again, I'm just going with my 22 gauge artistic wire from Beadalon. Just getting about 4 inches there. Using my handy dandy bail maker, and I'm just using this portion of the bail maker, going in about 1.5 inches, and just kind of folding it up around that bail just to give it that shape. Once I got it like a little fish going on, I can kind of take my finger and kind of guide it down so that it goes, kind of evenly. And this one is a little smaller than the one we just did, so I'm going to go a little smaller with this one. And then I'm going to take him off of there. So I end up with something like this. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of bend out so that I can get my bead on there. And maneuver him into place. And then kind of squish him back together and bring it down just a smidge. I am putting, the way I'm spacing this is from the top of the stone. I'm not touching it with my plier, with my chain nose. And I'm squeezing on. Yeah, if I can get my camera focused. There we go. I'm squeezing on, so you can see it's not touching my plier right there. And then I pull this one up straight, the longer one, and the smaller one, I'm going to start the wrap. Once I get the wrap started, I can kind of get in a better position and do about 3 or 4 wraps here. And then I'll just snip that off. Easy peasy. Tuck that in, take my bead. Now I'm basically just using this like an eye pin or a head pin and doing the same thing. And gonna do the wire wrap. So I'm just giving it a slight bend there. Go over the top, spin your plier, get a hold of it, and then bend this out. So you have something that looks like that. And then you can go in here and go around about 3 times. If you feel like you can't get in there or your wrap isn't looking the way you want it to, you can't get it tight enough, you can go ahead and use another plier to spin that so it's tight if you want. It's completely up to you. Give that a snip. And then I always give it just a little, I'm not Herculesing or anything, but I just give it a little squish right there, just as a little work harden on that loop. Tuck everything in there, give a little squish. All right, now we have that one. I'm going to go ahead and bounce off camera, do the other side, and then we'll continue on. We are back. I got my little links ready to go, and we're ready to start stringing now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and start right in the middle. So I'm going to take my little, I suppose this is probably 8 inches, maybe 10 inches of beading wire. We're not going to need that much. I'm going to take this first one and we're going to start in the middle. So I'm going to put one of these English cut or star cut beads on each side of the middle bead, or yeah, the middle pendant. And we're just going to start working out from there. I think what I want to do is maybe do 2 on each side as far as spacing goes, and then put the other little links on. So now I want to make sure when I hold this up, they're not clinking together. You see how they're clinking? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go a 3rd bead, because it's different when you look at on the mat versus when you know, pick it up and gravity and all that stuff, as I'm sure you guys know. So I always check that. So now we'll put it on here and see what we got. So it's significantly better. Not going to be hanging and bumping into each other. So that's good. Put the other one on this side. All right. We're in business. So now I have my little charms to put on as well. So I'm going to go I think I'll go 3. Just as I did here, I'll do 3. 3 on this side. So I got 3 here and 3 here. Now I'll put my charm on, hanging it with the oval jump ring. Hey, I'm liking it, you guys. I am liking it. And then how many beads we got left? We got 3, we got 3, we got 1. Well, we could do 3. If you feel that is super important, you could do that. Or we could do 2, and then we could also make a pair of earrings. I kind of feel like the 3 is important. Let's look at it. Because the charm is a knot. Well, that one is 4. I thought maybe that was one of the other knots we used. It had 3 strands of rope, or it looked like 3 strands. Maybe that was in a different design we made. Anywho, let's see what we got here. Ooh, you guys, I like it. I'm gonna go with 3. I am. I'm just gonna put this 1 bead to the side. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to finish it up by getting out some crimp beads. And I am going to I think I'll just crimp right onto the chain there. So, get a few crimp beads out. And I'm going to grab up a bead stopper just so everything don't go flying off the end. So I got a bead stopper on. And for this portion, I want this to be short. Not short, but like an average 18-inch necklace. So I'm just going to see how much beadwork we have here. So we got 6 inches. So if we were really not going to need that much chain, we would only need about 3 inches of chain. I'm going to say 4. I'm going to say 4 inches of chain on each side. Well, 3. 3 inches of chain on each side for a total of 6 inches of chain. Wait a minute. Hold on. That math doesn't seem right. So we have 6 inches. We got 3 for this side. We need 9 inches. Yeah, no wonder I'm being crazy. So we actually need 6 inches of chain on each side. 6 inches of chain on each side for a total of 12 inches of chain altogether. So I'm going to cut 12 inches of chain. All right. So I'm cutting 12 inches of chain, which is this portion here. And here's how I'm going to end it. I'm just going to go with my crimp bead. My wire's a little frayed, so I'm going to give it a snip. So I got it fresh. I'm going to go with my crimp bead. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through this end of the chain. I'm going to come back through this bead. Easy peasy. Not to complicate things. I'm going to go through this bead right here. And I'm going to go ahead and crimp. Get my crimper. On the crimper, we have lips and eyes. So we're going to do the lips first. Make sure that your beading wire is not crisscrossed inside the crimp bead. and get it where you want it. Give it a squish. And we're going to turn it and put it inside the eye so that when we clamp down, it's gonna kind of fold that bead over the top of itself. We're gonna give it a little inspection. Pull test looks good. There we go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and give that little tail a trim because we still have this side to tighten up. Flip them around, do the same thing on this side. Easy peasy. Put on your crimp bead. Go through your chain. Go through your crimp bead. Go through one bead. Get everything pulled down here where you want it. And we want our beads to be tight, but not so tight that they can't have a little bit of wiggle room, because we don't need that. So we're gonna get them situated. Gonna go ahead with the crimping one more time. Give it a little look. You can see how it's folded up on top of itself. Give it a pull test. Come in here with this and cut it off as close as we can. All right, we're looking pretty good. Now all we gotta do is put on the, zoom out. We gotta put on the clasp. So these are the clasps that they've provided in the box. So these are the ones I'm gonna use. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just go down here, line up those last chain links, and let gravity be my friend. And looks like this one is the odd man out. And give a snip. Now, I am just going to utilize some oval jump rings here. The small 6mm, same ones we were using for the charms. Got a little debris. Get out of here. And that is it. We'll be done. So this is kind of one of the things that I really enjoy about stringing. So this is going to be my right side. So I'm going to put the male end of the toggle clasp. Now, if you were left-handed, you would put this on the left side. Or if you were making for a left-handed person. This is one of the things I really enjoy about the bargain bead box is you can just make some beautiful jewelry. It's nice. It's not complicated. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, you know, and it's fun. That is one of the biggest reasons I like it. It's a challenge to use up all the things in this box, especially when we're getting down to the nitty-gritty to come up with, you know, something. But that's the fun part. I really enjoy it. Okay. Ta-da! Easy peasy. And you guys helped me design this on Morning Coffee, which is another fun thing. So, there's what she looks like. I think it looks great. So let me get this out of the shot. I think it looks great. I really do enjoy it a lot. It's kind of simple. It's something you could wear, you know, if you had on a dress or maybe a nice blouse, or even if you know, are like me and have a Johnny Cash t-shirt that you wear with everything, you could do that.